How do you feel when you finish a sketchbook? Do you feel a strong sense of accomplishment, or do you feel nothing and move on? Every artist is going to have a different answer to that question. Recently, I finished this tiny little sketchbook, just a cheap moleskin one that I got from Walmart a couple of years ago. While I was doing some drawings to celebrate Black History Month, I realized, oh, I only have a few pages left in this one. It got me thinking, wait, when's the last time I filled a sketchbook cover to cover? And it dawned on me, wow, it's been a long time, at least since high school. So I got excited. I was looking forward to getting to that last page and going, hell yeah, I filled up a sketchbook. This is amazing. And the thought left my mind. I kept drawing and boom, I hit the last page. I had filled every single page of this sketchbook, front to back, and I felt nothing. Honestly, I don't know what I was expecting. Some imaginary fanfare in my head, some great sense of accomplishment, but I felt nothing. There was a small part of me, my younger self, that was proud. They were excited. They were hyped that I had finished a sketchbook because they knew I hadn't done that in a really long time. And there was another half of me that was like, okay, cool. You filled up a sketchbook. Go whip out another one. You have so many. It's a weird feeling. I expected too much out of something as simple as finishing a sketchbook and somehow left myself disappointed in some weird, funky way that I'm struggling to describe. But enough of me being weird and vague. I just wanted to share how I was feeling in this moment. But honestly, I'm curious. For the artists who are a little bit older, maybe in like your late 20s to early 30s, what do you feel when you fill a sketchbook? Is it some great sense of accomplishment, or is it just another Tuesday afternoon? Comment below. I'm honestly curious. So yeah, we're actually gonna backtrack just ever so slightly because holy, just been rambling. So moving on, we have nice little sketchbook. I couldn't tell you how many pages in here. I'm pretty sure I ripped some out. Decorated them with a little bit of stickers from Darwin Rose Arts, just some one-piece stickers because I'm a one-piece freak, so obviously I'm gonna decorate my sketchbook with one-piece stickers. Let's see, as per usual, I skipped 3 pages, don't mind me. So this section is me planning out my YouTube channel. Me just going, okay, like let me organize my ideas and my thoughts. And just it really is just a bunch of notes. And I think I was getting into Notion at this point in time. So I was breaking down how I wanted to organize my Notion. Printer for Solo, Canon, Pixma. Okay, this was me just taking notes for what printer I wanted because my roommate and I, we share a printer essentially. We both put the money for it and got like a really nice Epson printer. So we use that for our stickers and prints right now. We're actually gonna pause. These are drawings that I've drawn recently. So for this sketchbook in particular, I actually didn't start on the very first page. Let me see if I can find it. Where are you? Pagey boo. That's not it. Yeah, there's a lot of here. I'll explain that in a second. So, ignoring all of this is actually the first page of the sketchbook. So when I first got this, however many years ago, I skipped the first 30 pages because I wanted to do a 30-day drawing challenge and I wanted those to be the first couple of pages. Needless to say, I didn't do it. Very bad at doing consistent drawing challenges. It is a problem. I'm trying to fix it. This is actually the first page of the sticker book. These are just me redrawing other people's characters just to kind of warm up and practice. I was getting a vibe for how I wanted my own character to look, and I just wanted to grab elements. So I think this character is I think this is Ink 0.0 on Twitter. Bun, I think, for this character, and Chibi Chonga 12 is this character. Here we have some kind of me ideating. Is the word ideating? I'm not sure, but here I've got some little body parts, essentially mouths, ears, eyes, horns, everything else in between, because originally I was going to do a VTuber for this channel. So I was just kind of figuring out like, okay, how do I want the lips to look? How do I want the eyes to look? How do I want the mouth to look? Using these characters as kind of a basic inspiration for like the attitude that I wanted for the character. This was just kind of like a rough idea of how I wanted the avatar to look. She was going to be kind of this demon character with these tiny little horns, kind of like a sleepy, kind of delinquent-esque expression, and so on. Alright, so on this page we have my character, formerly known as Baby de Kong Bu. Don't come for me about this name. I was in my high school era. This is an old character that I redrew, and back in the day I called them Baby de Kong Bu because my high school self thought it would be cool and edgy to use Chinese names instead of Japanese names and not be like all those other weeaboo kids. So this does not exist anymore. Or Skull Baby, or Baby Skull. On this page, this was just kind of like a gift for a friend. I ended up not making it, and that's not YouTube appropriate, so we're just gonna move on. Alright, and then we have back to here, we just starting to get into the stylization of creating like my VTuber avatar. I wanted this kind of like demon-like character, and these are all not my lips. Well, this is mine, but none of these are mine. These were all drawn from, I think the artist's name was Ghoul Kiss. I really like the way that she drew mouths, so I just kind of drew a couple of them just to kind of get a vibe for what I wanted and attempted to translate. One thing that I do when I draw character designs is I kind of figure out what the individual parts will look like, all the individual features, and then I kind of try to throw it together into one drawing. Some cute little foxies, because I fancied myself trying to get back into 3D modeling. I thought, oh, I love foxes, let me model a 3D fox. So I think these are just images of foxes from Pinterest, so none of these are mine. These are just random drawings that I redrew from Pinterest. Here I was planning out doing a 3D model of some Valentine's Day cookies using the Blender Guru Donut tutorial. I was going to use that as a basis and then use that tutorial to make some Christmas cookies. Spoiler alert, I didn't make the cookies. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of my favorite pages in the sketchbook. At the time, my roommate and I, we were watching Owl House, and we had just started watching Owl House. So you may or may not recognize him, but it's ever so vaguely, I forget his name, the little cute baby boy who was obsessed with humans. I ended up drawing him a little bit here, and I really like the art style in kind of combining it with a bunch of different things that I like to draw at the time. I drew these two characters kind of channeling that energy, and I really like the way I drew the dreads here. Like, holy crap, this is very like poppy and expressive. I might have to circle back to how I drew some of this. But yeah, this is just a random page of me just drawing this kind of vibe of a character across the pages. Oh, would you look at that? A bald head dude with a mohawk. Where have I seen that before? So we just have some more random sketches. I like really liked kind of like this sleepy baby face. So I end up drawing, is it on the next page? Yes, it is. Okay, so I was drawing, I kind of drew in a little cheeky Luffy, and then I made, okay. I remember, I was trying to draw Luffy off the cuff. It didn't work, so then I actually used the reference, and then it looked better. But I really liked how this one came out. It's like very cute, and the ears are all like big and adorable. And I think, who does he remind me of? Oh, who's that guy from, not Persona, Danganronpa. Yeah, the guy from either the first or the second Danganronpa, the psychic, with his big floofy hair, and I was very inspired by that, so I drew a very quick doodle of a character who pretty much borrows those design concepts of that other character. So here I fancied myself going, you know what? I don't draw enough One Piece, so I drew some One Piece. I drew Ace. I found a random picture online and I just redrew it. The chopper, it's a little cursed. Those eyes just stare into my soul and it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. And then I tried to make a human version of Chopper and it didn't exactly turn out the way that I wanted it to. But he's cute. He's an adorable little baby. Kind of looks like not Luffy. And then I drew another one of these cute little faces. And I was like, oh my gosh, the baby. So precious. Oh, I just realized there's like half a chopper face in here. And that drew that. I see where I drew that. So here I'm just looking at my, I redrew kind of like the Volpe Punk VTuber-esque design. And I was kind of playing with like a dread hairstyle that's pulled back. It didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. And then we just have a cursed fish lady. Like, hello, cursed fish lady. So then, okay. I adore these baby boys. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they came from, but I love them. I think I drew him first. And I was like, oh, because I think the idea at the time is that I just wanted to draw a kid, like a little baby boy who had like super droopy eyes. And it started with the eyes that were like super droopy. And then he ended up giving him this really cute kind of curly floofy hair. He's got some scars on his face. Just adorable baby boy. And I was like, oh, you know what this adorable baby boy needs? An adorable twin brother-ish. I just realized I gave him a wetter nose, but that's okay. So I ended up drawing another one. And I don't know, there's just something about these two drawings where I just absolutely love them. And then this is what made me realize, oh man, I really like drawing kind of this kind of rectangular, squarish face shape. So then I started breaking it down. Okay, cool. If I want this to be a part of like my main art style, I should do a bunch of different shape variations to get a feel for how each one would be. So I did my squares and rectangles like I normally do, circles, which are kind of a classic, and then just started figuring out different shapes that could translate into something that looks like that. I love this drawing. I don't know who she is or where she came from, but she's cute. And I guess she's like a zombie because she's got like a little stitching on her arm. I want to say she's loosely inspired from a character I drew back in high school, because I did draw something of a character who wore just like kind of a skin tight bodysuit that was black and then just kind of loose baggy clothes over top. But I think it mainly spawned from just wanting to draw for my African American females in the audience. I was trying to emulate the wavy hairstyle. I'll put a picture up to see what y'all talking about. And I was saying, okay, cool. How can I translate that into my style? And this is the best that I came up with. How'd I do? This, I convinced myself, was some type of monkey goil. I just like doing this big, swoofy, floofy puff thing at the front of the face. And it just kind of turned into its own little character. Oh, hello. And then it kind of manifests into kind of a more fully fleshed out design. I did a front view and a side view because, again, this is a point in time where I fancied myself wanting to go to get back into 3D, and I figured, oh, I really like this character design. She would make a good practice one to do. The challenge being the hair, which is the whole reason I drew a front and a side view, because I was trying to figure out, like, okay, based off of this design, she has like a very big floofy puffy hair. How would I like translate that so I could model it in 3D? This is one of those random bursts of inspirations where it's like, oh man, I forget what triggered me wanting to draw this. It was this. I think this was the wheel of a chair, and I saw it and inspiration struck, and I was like, huh, that kind of looks like a foot. So then I started drawing out an arm, like, oh, what if it was like a little robot character? And then I started drawing out the bit of the body, and I kind of fully realized this weird kind of worn down, broken character, like this broken robot-esque type of character with like plus shape eyes. And I even had like some notes like, oh, it could be like ball jointed in some areas, and it could be missing body parts. This is just kind of a peek into me just randomly throwing an idea together. Like, inspiration hits me at such weird moments, and it's drawings like this that just fully make me think, like, where the hell did this come from? Come on, Cookie. Oh, right. So I drew this first, and I like the weird proportions of it. It's like, oh, she's kind of got like a fish fit kind of vibe. I wanted her to have like the big droopy eyes and freckles and like a floof with the beanie, because I think at this point in time I was actually growing my hair out, so I liked messing around with the character hair and just kind of like redrawing my hair and my outfits. So I was like, oh, this character's kind of cute. She's got freckles. She's definitely not supposed to be like some type of humanoid character. I think I wanted her to be like more of, not really an alien, more like maybe a fish person or a troll or some type of fantasy creature. And then of course I drew this, which would be like, oh, that could be her sister. And then I tried to redraw her, and I'm like, she looks kind of ugly. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I wanted this to look like that, but look like that, but then somehow become this. So I don't know what happened. Drew her again because I just really was obsessed with this design. This one, if I remember the name of the artist and singer, I will bring her up. There was a point in, it was like I was listening to some song on Spotify, and the profile picture of the artist really captured me. So I just kind of redrew it in my own little style. And oh hey, it's the, where is he? Where is he? Where's that man's? Is this guy again? Kinda, sorta. I took this concept and I drew this. I think the idea was that, okay, crazy hair, small, skinny, lanky body. Maybe it could be some type of soulless figure. Even here I have, what does it say? Tall, shaded, long fingers, black mask. Okay, yeah, like some type of creature. And oh hey, big doodle drawing again. So this whole page is just a crack idea manifested itself. I thought, man, I really like s'mores. Like, me and my closest group of friends, we call ourselves the S'more Squad. The S'more Squad. I'm the chocolate, I got another friend who's graham cracker, and we have another friend who's marshmallow. We're almost like an open face s'more. We haven't found another graham cracker, but I don't think we're gonna find another graham cracker. I started getting really silly, like really, really silly. So here, it's a marshmallow with chocolate dripping over them, giving you them bedroom eyes, laying on a blanket of graham cracker. Just insert the sexy saxophone song. Just insert that and you get the vibes. This one was like the idea, I think I was like brainstorming with my coworkers at this point, and they're like, oh, what if you did the marshmallow and they're like pulling the bucket of chocolate over them, like that one scene in that one movie where the lady is dancing and then she sits in the chair and then she like dumps the water on herself, but instead of water it's chocolate, instead of a lady it's a marshmallow. Then another concept where a marshmallow is just kind of vibing in a hot chocolate, like hot tub, something very sus. I'm just gonna zoom in on this. If you know, you know. If you don't, good. And they just got some other ideas just to kind of realize kind of like a s'more themed character. And I even did one where like, oh, hear no evil, speak no evil, say no evil, with just like little s'more mushroom marshmallow characters. S'more marshmallow characters. So, recognize this? Yeah, I drew it again. And this time I made it kind of like this weird, lengthy, almost Slender Man type of creature, except wild, crazy, unpredictable hair. And they have like a mask over their face. I don't know what their face looks like. I haven't drawn this concept in a really long time, but I kind of like what's going on here. I might actually revisit this. And this one was me drawing kind of like a chubby witch character. She was going to be the owner of whatever the hell this thing is, but I never got into like fleshing out her design. All I knew is that I wanted her to be chunky, like me. At this point in time, we had these meetings at my job, and it was, I forget, they were kind of like work meetings slash, oh, let's do like a quick little seminar and teach you some cool things. And during that, they kept just saying splash and splash around. I think it was raining outside. So that inspired me to draw like a bunch of kids just kind of playing around in rain. I only did kind of the rough skeletons of everything. But if I were to flesh them out, these would just be a bunch of kids splashing around in the rain. And would you look at that? She's back and she looks so much better. I like really like this design and I wanted to make it look good. I wanted to look good by my standards, so I went back. So if I can find her again, this is how she started, with kind of the freckles and the weird face and the proportions, and this is how she got here. I could still work on this, but I think for what it is, it looks better, and for whatever reason, her sister's design just came out really good on the first try. Alright, just some drawings of some outfits that I did that day. I looked cute, I wanted to draw the outfit. Can you fight me? And then I started drawing myself, just doing some tiny little self-portrait, seeing, oh, I have kind of like a cartoony TV-esque art style. How do I translate that with like real people proportions? So I started drawing myself. This was me starting to realize how I want my caricature to look for my YouTube channel. By this point in time, I had completely given up on doing a kind of themed VTuber and decided, you know what, I'm just gonna be myself. I don't really feel like doing like a VTuber thing or persona or having like a hardcore avatar, so I just ended up doing this. These are drawings of me planning out some hairstyles for myself, and Duck. This is Duck. They are adorable. Love them. They are precious. Some more drawing of outfits, me trying to figure out like a head shape as I'm figuring out my style, me drawing out a bunch of eyes because I'm addicted to drawing eyes, me drawing myself, trying to like nail down that style for like the kind of caricature that I wanted for my channel, and just a couple of doodles. Just drawing out characters. I'm obsessed with drawing characters with big chunky dreads, so of course these are a little hard to see, but I had an idea to draw a character laying in a coffin. Okay, so One Piece fans, level with me. Do either of these sides look like they belong in One Piece? Yes? No? Probably not. But this was me trying to draw myself in the One Piece style, kind of combining different elements of different female characters, different hairlines of different characters. Just, I wanted to see if I could do it. I don't think I did a very good job, but I'll let y'all decide. This was just me sketching out a concept. I'm going to do some Demon Slayer themed stickers, and I thought it'd be really cute if the different characters were trapped in bubbles. And to let each character's personality shine, I was going to have them try to escape the bubble in their own unique ways. Some notes for some things that I was doing. And oh, okay, this one's a little fun. My roommate has a aunt who has a cake business, and I haven't had a custom cake for my birthday in years. I'm not super huge on celebrating my birthday, but this particular year I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I want to do something different. So I commissioned her aunt to make me a custom birthday cake, and this was me just kind of sketching out the design. I wanted like a big droopy thing. There's like different candies and Oreos across the top because I love Oreos, and just kind of like fleshing out the idea for this cake, which apparently made it a little bit easier for her to do since she has a very strong visual. So yeah, if I can find any pictures of what the cake looked like, I will share them. It was awesome. It was delicious. Let's see, me drawing out some couple of sticker ideas for Halloween. Oh, okay. So I had this idea of, you know what, if I want to do sticker sheets, I should come up with like some simple things that I can draw that are kind of on brand for me, but are kind of cute and cheeky. I drew a bunch of angry fruit. So we got strawberries, blueberries, banana. It's a little rotten, so I can understand why that one's a little angry. Watermelon, coconut, a peach, lemon, orange, dragon fruit, kiwi, little hairy thing. I do not like kiwis. Just everything about a kiwi is just wrong to me. It don't feel right. It ain't right. And here I'm just drawing a couple of doodles, drawing a couple of things from Instagram and Pinterest, just kind of like warming up. More random outfits I wore throughout the week, and me kind of drawing out my profile picture. I think this is supposed to be a Nosuke, but I didn't like it, so I didn't finish it. I plan on making this a sticker, but this was originally going to be a part of my YouTube banner. Kind of like this cute little skull with the, was kind of like the witchy spell book, because that's kind of like my vibe. My roommate and I started watching one of the more recent animated Harley Quinn series. This was back in 2022, but I think the series came out in 2021. But she's completely unhinged, and I wanted to draw her, so I did. Some sketch practice, just kind of loosely sketching out poses that I saw on Pinterest. Okay, so this one, her temporary name right now is Dread Witch. I think I officially named her Aaliyah not too long ago. This design is a witchy themed character. The focus was to start with just kind of more ethnic hairstyles. So for her, I wanted her to have dreads. And she has two sisters. So there's three of them total. There's an older sister, a middle sister, and a younger sister. The oldest is Aaliyah. The middle sister is, I think, Lachey. And the youngest sister is Nadia. Each of them represent a black hairstyle, essentially. So we have Aaliyah, the eldest. She rocks dreads. Lachey, I just changed Lachey's hairstyle too. Because originally she had braids, but I didn't want her to have braids anymore, because the silhouette would have been too similar to hers. The eldest sister, she had dreads. The youngest sister has an afro puff, And the middle sister, I think she has twist. That's what it was. The middle sister has twist, which is a similar silhouette but different. Anyway, the idea I wanted to draw like a witchy character doing like a cute selfie. So I kind of thumbnailed out some ideas and I kind of sketched out some poses until eventually I landed on this. I have a bigger drawing of her in a different sketchbook, and I do plan on turning that one into a print because I really liked how the final product turned out. All right, here I just did like some little practice drawings. I drew Cyborg when he was Victor Stone. If y'all remember that episode of Teen Titans where he pretended to not be a cyborg and infiltrate Brother Blood's training facility or whatever. And of course I gotta draw my homegirl Raven. So here me and a friend challenged ourselves to draw ourselves as avatar characters, and I chose to represent myself as an earthbender. Even though my element is air, I am a Libra. I felt like for the sake of simplicity and to stay, I don't know, within like the canon of the world, because I'm referencing earthbender outfits from before Legend of Korra, I think. I decided to go with earthbender instead of airbender. Here I'm working out what my banner image would have been, kind of breaking down the different pieces and then kind of fleshing out the idea for what I wanted my little witchy vibe to look like. Here I just have some more outfits that I had worn that day, and here I drew a pretty accurate drawing of Android 18. Easily one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z. Of course I have a bunch of favorite characters who are amongst like, you know, the Saiyans and the main groups of fighters, but 18 is my favorite female. Bulma is a close second, but 18, she queen. Some pose practice, just some random poses from Pinterest and just kind of getting a vibe. Just at this point in time, I had just seen the One Piece Red movie, so of course I was hella inspired, being the One Piece freak that I am, and I drew a lot. And I drew a couple of sketches of Uta. These are some draftings for like a Halloween based illustration I wanted to do. This was a character, what's his name? It's Momo the Pumpkin Thief. The original idea I had was that he'd be sitting on like a hill and he'd be hugging a pumpkin and he'd be like this cute little baby character. It's precious. Me exerting my obsession with One Piece by poorly drawing Zoro, Robin, and Brooke from the One Piece Red movie, along with some weird imp demon looking thing. Some more random drawings and doodles, more Uta. Oh, okay, I have time limits, so yeah, I gave myself 5 minutes to draw that, 2 minutes to draw that. Actually, wow, I drew that in 2 minutes? Go me. I drew that in 2 minutes, this in 2 minutes. I guess I was making myself do little 2-minute drills. Wait, hold on, did I skip a page? I did not. Okay, so if anyone can vaguely recognize this little scribble, this is the helmet of the Green Power Rangers from Power Rangers. This was around the time where it was announced that Jason David Frank had unfortunately passed away, and he was one of my favorite Power Rangers. So in honor of his memory, I drew his Power Ranger helmet in my sketchbook, along with some chibis of my character. And this is me fleshing out some ideas to draw Uta from the One Piece Red movie, along with Ado, her voice, her singing voice, which if you have not heard Ado sing, just go look up the One Piece Red soundtrack on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever, and go check Ado out. Her range and her voice and what she can do is absolutely amazing, and she's so young. She's so young. I think at the time of the movie, she was only like 19 or 20 years old. So just go listen to it. Her music is amazing. I'm obsessed. So I wanted to draw Uta and Ado together, although we don't know what Ado actually looks like. She has a avatar, kind of a drawing of herself, and it's usually kind of her with a little bit of like a upset or kind of like a stank expression on her face. And she has like blue hair and dark eyes, and she has a kind of like this dark and kind of melancholy, kind of gloomy look to her. But yeah, if you haven't heard Ado sing, go check it out. Drawing some chibis, more Uta. I think I was referencing a pose. Get this out of the way. More of my little baby skull. Doflamingo. Let's see, and just some random doodles. Oh, and my Doll of Terror character, which inspired the little baby version. And I just got a random page of doodles. Just a random page of doodles. Alright. Brownie points to anyone who knows what this is. Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in for y'all. Brownie points for anyone who knows what this is. I know it's poorly drawn, but like, you're old if you know what this is. But that's okay. I'm old with you. We can be old together. So here I was figuring out what I wanted my business card to look like. So I was kind of like roughing out a couple of ideas along with the startings of what Nadia would look like, which is the baby sister of the witchy siblings. All right, still trying to flesh out that idea for what I want my business card to look like, along with a couple of outfits of things that I wore that week. Some more conceptualizing of the fan art I want to do of Uta and Otto, some boba, some kind of pose ideas for a Luffy drawing I want to do, just kind of some random pose sketches, more miscellaneous drawings, some random doodles. I had an idea for a pose. Oh yeah, like some tiny little One Piece little kitty cats. So we got Luffy, we got Zoro, and we have Nami. And this little Kit Kat just tapping. Like this is my boot your snoot. Wait, that's the fish? No. Alright. Here, just skulls. I like drawing skulls. I wanted to draw a character with really, really high thigh-high boots. If I ever make pin banners, I was fleshing out ideas. I tore this bottom half of the page. I don't know what was here. Here's an idea for a set of moon sticker that I want to do. Just her eating a donut. And the donut has like stars and sparkles on it and like the symbols of the scouts, because I think that'd be cute. Some more outfits that I wore in that week along with hairstyles and shoes. Some more sticker ideas I want to do, and just a little drawing of myself in a little cartoony style. Here I was going through some rough stuff in my life. We all go there. So what do you do to make yourself feel better? Draw a bunch of Luffy. Because nothing makes you smile like this little goofball. Like, look at him. He's just walking. Not a care in the world. Not a single thought in that head that isn't mean. He's a good boy. Oh, okay. These are some, like, random phrases that I say. Sometimes the brain produces a banger. So we got, that's booty. I say that a lot. Do it proper, because who needs proper English? What is this emotion you speak of? I say that a lot amongst my peers. Moveth thine bootis is one that I've started using recently. I'm going to make it a bumper sticker because I think that'd be funny. Move fine bootis. Here I was conceptualizing different outfits for my sun and moon themed clown characters. A lot of these are just redraws from Pinterest and Hisoka, but a lot of these are just redraws from Pinterest trying to get an idea of what I wanted for that character. And if I am not mistaken, yeah, these were the last couple of pages of me just writing down notes for ideas of like One Piece drawings that I wanted to do. This random little drawing I did that reminds me of Susie Carmichael from Rugrats, and just a couple of more notes of just things that I wanted to draw or just ideas that I had. So you would think that this is the end of the sketchbook, but remember how at the beginning when I told you that I had skipped about 30 pages? Well, we gotta go back. Also, fun fact, throughout this entire sketchbook, if you've been noticing the dates, some of them say 23, others say 22, and sometimes I can go as far back as some of these early pages and you'll see 22, or you'll see, where's a good example? You'll see 23. It's because for this particular sketchbook, I just went all over the place with it. I did not care in the world, because normally when I use a sketchbook, I start from the very, very beginning and I just page, draw, page, draw. But in this particular instance, it was pure chaos. It felt wild. It felt like I was breaking the rules. I had skipped the first 30 pages. I had filled up all the other ones, and I straight it up. And I straight up started going back. And if there was a blank spot in a page, I'd just fill it. It didn't matter what point in time it was. It didn't matter about documentation. I just filled in that spot in the page. I got a little crazy, but let's go back to the pages that I filled up that got me to the end. So now we start here. So see here, it says 2024, but this is technically the first page in 2022. So those 30 pages that I skipped, I went back and I filled up. And funnily enough, I filled this page up a couple months ago, like a month or two ago. So I was feeling inspired, and I ended up drawing Gon in kind of like my super simple kind of style, along with another Luffy. And I drew Polnareff, which is funny because he's probably my least favorite JoJo character in season 2 right now. And I ended up drawing him before I drew any other JoJo character. I'm salty, okay? I'm salty. So I recently started watching JoJo, and I kid you not, I can't stand Polnareff. He's so ignorant. And we're at a point in time where, for a lack of not giving too many spoilers, he's the reason we don't get to see another character anymore. And I don't like him. I just don't. But I digress. And here I was kind of thinking of, okay, cool. What would be like an alternative business card design? Here I drew some random creature thing along with other random creature things. See, sometimes I draw really cute stuff like this, and other times I draw like a random demented looking creature. Welcome to my brain. It's a little kooky. We also have some Dragon Ball Z characters. I was listening to the original Dragon Ball soundtrack, not to be confused with Dragon Ball Z. This is when Goku, Krillin, and Bulma were all in their more younger years. Personally, it's my favorite iteration of Dragon Ball. Don't get me wrong, Z was awesome, Super was fun, GT doesn't exist, but like Dragon Ball is easily my favorite iteration of Dragon Ball Z. So I ended up just drawing a couple of different characters, the Dragon Balls. Brownie points if you know who this character, if you can recognize this character. This is little chibi Bulma. So we have some kind of gothy aesthetic things, so like coffins, spiders, bats, foxes, ghosts, witch hats. I just wanted to fill a page full of nonsense. We have my Moon character along with some random doodles, and I redrew one of Fin's characters from YouTube. Getting back into my One Piece obsession, I drew more One Piece characters along with drawing another doodle of a One Piece fan art that I've done recently for Nami. This is a sticker or like maybe a mini print idea I have of, oh, check your posture, because you know artists are notorious for hunching over when they draw, and it's a skeleton because aesthetic. More Sun and Moon. Another Demon Volpipunk because I still love this design. I'll never, even though I'm not using it right now, you will see this character again. Funnily enough, where is she? I do have a sticker that I made of the design. I love it. This is what she looks like in color. I digress. Let me put that back. So back in October of 2023, I fancied myself trying to do a 30-day drawing challenge where I would draw a simple sticker design every single day. Needless to say, I didn't finish the challenge. I ended up stopping at around 27 because that's about as much as I could do consistently. But a lot of these drawings are just going to be me roughing out ideas for those sticker designs. One of the prompts was bat, so I drew a bunch of bats with a spell book, potions, and then these are what like the sketches of those stickers ended up being. Oh my god, flip the page. Skull Boba, I still like this one. Do I have that sticker floating around? No, I don't. But Skull Boba, Spellbook, Candle, Bride of Frankenstein. This was like the first idea for her. We have this little raven that I drew, a witchy character that I've drawn in the past. I'm really obsessed with like this weird fang tongue droopy thing. It's just kind of gross and I'm here for it. Got some moon phases, a juice box that's a little deadly. Notes out the booty. A funky cat. So we're drawing sketches of just like outfits that I wore. Okay. This is Smorking. He is my baby. He is my baby boy. He is my wooler. I love him. I made a tiny little doodle of him on my draw erase board and I couldn't help but flesh it out. This will be made into a full. I will flesh out this illustration. You best believe. I love him so much. Look at him in his tiny little suit and his little marshmallow dreadlocks. He's precious and I love him. This is a drawing that my friend did. I will put her socials in the description. She does have an art account on Instagram. Go check her out. She's very cool. If you like more fantasy-esque style drawings, then you will love what she makes. Me just drawing a bunch of those little, like a bunch of ideas for like those peeking stickers. So we've got, I think this is a rabbit, definitely a fox, a cat, and a lizard or a gecko. I can't tell. This is a drawing that one of my coworkers drew. I was just showing him that, hey, if you have the right pen, it can feel good while drawing, because most people don't like drawing in pen, and I wanted to prove him wrong because I'm selfish. Some more One Piece doodles. Trying to figure out the style that I want to do for some One Piece theme stickers. I'm definitely leaning more into this style for them, so I'm very pleased with how these turned out. Some more miscellaneous drawings, me studying some poses, of course more of my One Piece obsession and skulls. We've got Brook, which that's supposed to be his little top hat, but it straight up looks like an afro pick, but I'll let you decide. I drew a little Frankie. I actually used this drawing for a YouTube video. He just kind of pops up randomly. Now here, of course, we have Gohan hugging a Dragon Ball, but I recently went to MegaCon, and at MegaCon were the live action actors. So ultimately I ended up making art pieces for the actor of Halimpo and the actor for Usopp, which for Halimpo it is Aiden Scott, and for Usopp it was Jacob Romero. When I tell you that these guys are absolutely hilarious, they are just super cool, chill dudes, and I am so happy I got to meet them. It's like, I'll share pictures if I can find them. But yeah, I was just going through trying to figure out what kind of artwork do I want to give to them, along with some random drawings of just Kid Goku, because I was feeling nostalgic. So using a bunch of random poses of chibis that I found on Pinterest, I started warming up, trying to get an idea of how I wanted to draw these pieces of fan art for the actors. And ultimately I decided on this drawing for Aiden and this drawing for Jacob. Now, I didn't end up taking pictures of the one for Jacob or Aiden. I have a glimpse of the one for Jacob in one picture, and for Aiden, I am so sorry, I did not take any pictures of it, but he owns it, and that's all that matters. He was actually really, really happy to receive it. I think I was like the first person to ever give him like fan arts. And and I also drew an image of Static Shock for Phil Lamar, because he was also at MegaCon. Here are the last couple of pages that got me feeling nostalgic about filling up the sketchbook, because let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, like, so for Black History Month I wanted to draw some characters. I can actually bring them out here. I ended up rendering about 6 of them, but I had 9 planned, and those sketches ended up being Bobobo from Bobobo, Tarani from Lich, Craig from Craig of the Creek, we have Yoruichi from Bleach, Usopp from One Piece, we have Goo from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I was going to draw Static again, but unlike, where is it? But unlike this one, where the eyes came out a little wonky, I actually fixed this digitally. This one, I wanted to give more, kind of like a fun, more casual pose. And I also had planned Carol and Piccolo. Carol and Carol and Tuesday. So I had Carol from Carol and Tuesday planned, and I had Piccolo, but I ended up just not drawing them. Like, they were sketched, they were ready to be transferred to this nice blank canvas, and then use like paint markers to finish them off, but I just never got around to doing it. I might wrap that up this weekend just so I can have a nice setup where the canvases are kind of like a 3x3, and I have like all the characters together. So I might just end up doing this at a later date. But yeah, this is literally the end of the sketchbook. Other than that, it's just the random little notes that I had taken when I first got this sketchbook. If you're looking for another sketchbook tour, check out this video where this sketchbook took me 6 years to fill.